It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How exciting to hear your voice.
Oh, my goodness. It is just a pleasure to be invited to be on Divas That Care. I can't wait.
I just love Divas That Care. I'm at home. You even hear the name and you say, yes. So I'm honored to have you here. Looking at your bio, of course. Where do I start? I say, this journey, oh my goodness, what you've done, your achievements, and what you're still achieving. So this is an honor. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, my. And I'm hoping you didn't hear the ring, but that is my ring, with someone coming in my door. Where shall I start? Let me start at the beginning, and that is that I am so proud of my maternal lineage, so I always have to give honor to my mother, and all deceased, my mother, my grandmother, and her mother, and her mother. And they are the grace. The grace and the stamina that I bring with me. So on this journey, I have been blessed to do so many different things. Starting out with teaching, I taught middle and high school and absolutely loved it, loved the children, loved the students. From there, I then ran for political office. And one of the reasons why was because, probably one of the major reasons why, was because this is in my background. My father was a former legislator, both a representative and a senator, and then came back to the city to be the first African-American county commissioner. So it was in my blood, but I just always had a stiff arm on it, where I said to myself, nah, I don't want to do that. That's just, gosh, Daddy's always doing things for people. He's always on the phone. He's always gone. And so as you're younger, you're always wanting to do your own thing. So I didn't think that elected office or political life was what I wanted, but the bud bit, and I ran for county commissioner first, and served one term, and then ran for House of Representatives and served 4 terms, 8 years there. And all during this time, the owner with my late husband, Larry Miller, of Miller's Barbecue, Miller's Inc. now, which is a premium food product business. So those are, that's kind of a snapshot of what it is that I've been blessed with. And then along the way, just so many different organizations and civic groups, being able to be an activist within the community on the ground, and always working to improve the quality of life for women, children, and all people.
Yes. Amazing. You know what? Never say never, as the saying goes. Just like you said, my mother taught school, and I said I will never be a teacher. Because whenever we went, she would say, oh, my child here, and how are you? And when we were walking to church, we walk to church several miles, she would stop everywhere. These children, this child, I said, I will never, never, never be a teacher. Guess what? Where am I now? Okay. That is so interesting. It is so
It really is.
Interesting.
I mean, it seems like it
Yes.
all comes full circle. Full circle.
Yes, 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 yes. And of course, teaching middle school, that is quite a gift. At high school, I don't know if I
You
would
either love it or
survive.
you just don't. Yeah.
Yes, yes. The high schoolers are kind of, hey, I've taught high school and they've come around. Middle school, I don't know if I've visited and done programs, but every day in the classroom, they're so cool. They're so cute. Oh, my God, but I don't know if I would survive. Well, we can go on and on and on. You are so wonderful.
Yes, we could.
From teaching to business, to, holding, political office. You always have a smile. I've always admired your character. You are always, just there and receiving everybody. And I say, where does she get the time and the calmness? And you did mention the women of grace in your family that planted that seed. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Many times I ask the question, do you think women have arrived, now, to lead in public? What do you think? Because I know you were raised by leaders.
Yes. Oh, yes. Women have arrived. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What I like to say is that women have always been on the scene. They've sometimes, unfortunately, were not allowed to take a front row seat. However, we have always been the backbone, the strength, the ingenuity, the oh my gosh, the love, the care, the nurturing. We have always been present. Always came with our best. Today, I'm so thankful that women are taking their righteous place, which is right there, leading so many across the world. We have so many women leaders that are prime ministers, are presidents, are holding the office as the highest office in their nation. And I believe that will happen in the United States as well. As we look at our long journey in the United States of giving rights, particularly the right to vote, how long it took for that to happen, then I think about minority women and more specifically black women, that it took even longer for us to become individuals that were seen as powerful, smart, and having the ability to lead in these roles. So currently, the class of women, and I'm thinking politically now, at the national and local levels, women, we are doing it, just to say it in a phrase. We are making things happen. And we already know, you and I both know, that women are the decision makers. We don't mess around when it comes to being able to make quick decisions and decisions that benefit all people. That there's care, that there's thought that comes into our decision making. So, yes, we are women. Now is the time. It's been the time, and now we are definitely soaking it up and blossoming so beautifully.
Yes. And you know what? The preacher in me wants to say amen. I grew up in Africa, but guess who raised me? Strong women. Oh,
absolutely.
My grandmother lost her entire family in battle and yet became such a leader. And others and others, the village women, a lot of knowledge that sustains me today, is from those women, Yes, politics, medicine, you name it. They delivered babies. Yes, indeed. And speaking about black women here in this country, usually I ask in my women studies class, about leadership, and I say, but you're forgetting black women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where
Mm-hmm.
they've always led, you know, always. So it is interesting that women from all kinds of backgrounds, you know, just coming out and saying, hey, we've always led and now we're here. That's right. Wonderful. Then another question for you. I know you are a mother of 3 girls, right? Daughters. Yeah, we are very successful one, which means you have empowered women, both in the public and in the private. Not just women alone. I see the aura around you, even, you know, men, and, you know, the respect you have in the community.
Yes.
But,
Thank you.
So you are 3 girls. My goodness. If you were to share some strategies, what did you give them? Which ones did you share with them to make them so successful?
Oh, my. I think that probably what was most impactful was what I modeled, how they watched me. And they watched me do multiple things at one time. That's not always the best. However, it tends to be what we as multitaskers, as chief multitaskers, is what we do, and to do them successfully. So I think modeling was probably the best teacher. And then there was one mantra, maybe 2 mantras that I consistently said to them, and one was, you're equal to the task. Any task that comes your way, you are equal. And then the other mantra is always have a plan and work your plan. So don't just go into things blindly. Always have a plan and work your plan. So when things were idle, I'm saying, are you working your plan? And they'd have to step back and think, I probably need to work a little harder. So I think those are 2 mantras, besides the modeling that they actually saw me do the things, accomplish the things that I did. And then today, Dr. Kiki, when I see them doing so many amazing things, I'm saying, oh my gosh, are you sure you want to do that? Can you? And then they say, Mom, you always told us we could do anything. And I say, oh gosh, I guess I did. Yeah, I'm the one who did this. So
yes. I remember my mother came from Uganda and actually lived with us for 3 years. She passed on in 2010, but she came and found me in all these things, you know, just they're writing. As you know, you and I know down. We're going. And my mother said, oh my God, you are doing so much. Sit down, have your cup of tea. Please, have your bread. No, I'll have it in the car, Mother. Oh, no, child. And I said, but Mother, you are the one who taught me this. You rode the bicycle in the village, which was unheard of for a woman to ride a bicycle. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. People said, oh, my God, how can a woman ride a bicycle? One leg here, another leg there. She wanted to go to her school and teach and get there on time. Well, interesting. Oh, my goodness. You and I could talk all evening. I mean, you know, when we sit together, we don't stop. We continue on and on. Now, let me ask you, I know one of the areas you are involved in that I've seen you talk about, is women's health. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yes. It is a PCORI, which is Patient-Centered Outcomes, grant funded, and Women's Health Network is what we are, myself and 2 doctors that are on Wichita State campus. So it's a WSU collaborative with PCORI, and we've actually created a Women's Health Network. And it's all about increasing health equity. across the lifespan. So it's not just for a certain age, but it's really from 15 years of age to 99. And so with that increasing health equity, we have 3 specific areas that we are focused on. And that's my dog in the background, excuse me. The 3 specific areas are reproductive health, mental health, and health literacy and health education. And we have created the most vibrant and collective group of organizations, and we've really started to break down barriers, because that's a problem. That can be a challenge for us, is to work across barriers and to complement one another into what it is. First of all, know what we're doing out here as a community, but then to also work collectively and work together. So I'm very proud of the work that we've done thus far by creating this network. And we've been able to give out $60,000 in grant funding, micro, very mini grants, very small grants for the organizations to do what they do. And, example would be women's crises. Another one would be health and development. Another one would be the children's home. We actually funded the emotional circles, which is all about healing, and just several small grants, organizations that are doing the work at the root level. Yes, that's a wonderful initiative that I'm thankful to be a part of. I'm one of the co-investigators.
It sounds wonderful. I think I've participated in one of those emotional circles, and
you did.
But something that has really shocked me is the infant mortality rate, particularly among Black women, and
yes.
So miscarriages, and some of those rates are even higher than in the so-called developing countries. And so I'm
absolutely.
Saying, what is going on here?
Wow.
I didn't expect that.
Yes, I am so glad that you brought that up. That was another project that I was actually the lead principal investigator on, and continue to weave it into everything that I do. There's another organization that I'm on their board now. It's called Birth Outcomes. It's the Birth Outcomes Society, and it's all about increasing positive birth outcomes. So with infant and maternal mortality rates in the United States, we have a higher rate. We're number 22 in quote-unquote the developing countries. There are countries, Czechoslovakia, for example, has a less infant mortality rate than the United States. Japan, Sweden, those are probably the top. Norway, they have very low infant mortality rates. And when you think about infant mortality rates across the board, then you accentuate the number and increase the number when you actually drill it down to women of color, and even more specifically Black women. Our babies die 3 to 4 times, and that's in Sedgwick County, right here where we live. 3.5 times our white counterparts. And that's it doesn't matter your education, it doesn't matter your income. It's across the board. Maternal maternal mortality rates for the United States is unbelievably high. An example of that would be Serena Williams. I think she shared her experience as a Black woman and saying that she did not feel quite right, but no one really did anything proactively or actively, and she almost died. And so that is just what I would say a thumbnail of what happens far too often in America with Black women. So our mortality rates are extremely high also in comparison to other developing countries. So, you got to ask, what is going on? We
Mm-hmm.
have supposedly one of the best healthcare systems. It is not universal health care, but we should really look at the system that's in place, because it's obviously failing too many.
Yes. And, you know, when one life is lost, you know, whatever that is, all of us, humanity,
it's too many.
One
is too many.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are one world, and yes. So we'll have to talk more about those issues, of course. But I need to ask you another question before we close. I know you have been a fast in so many places. Fast in this, or, you know, and I know many women, you know, all ages. But I see that even among young, college-educated, bright young ladies, you know, they fear the fast in there. There is that fear, you know. So how did you manage to be the fast in so many areas?
Oh my goodness, I have to give all. You know, I first have to give all glory and honor to God.
Yes.
Who's the author and the finisher of my life. Within my family, we were able to, we were very close-knit, and just all sorts of confidence was instilled. So I've been blessed. I've been blessed with a positive attitude, blessed with confidence that some people sometimes don't quite understand, but it's just, it is who I am, and I've been blessed to have, once again, wonderful role models.
Yes.
And the role models have come at different junctures in my life. Some were educators, some were PTA mothers that just I would see. They would be working with my mother in the cafeteria, and they would be loving on me, you know. So I knew I was wonderful. I knew I was loved, and and I knew that these women were doing good things. So I would see them, and then I saw them at the political level. I would see someone on television or in person, and wonder, wonder, should I do that? Will that be me someday? And just to and you walking into my life, to be able to see how someone moves, transitions from one country to another, and just so easily melds in to what it is that we do here, and adjoins with what you've been doing. Making it, once again, that collective that I'm always looking for, is for us to work collectively. So I've been so blessed to have the experience growing up, to be exposed to women at all junctures of my life, and to know that I have been given a gift, and to not waste it, to act on it, and to not be afraid.
Absolutely.
So I'm just
right.
all I can say.
All you can say is say it. Are you going to say something else? Okay. You know what? You, of course, have inspired me so much. As I've shared with you, I heard of your name immediately. I moved to Wichita. And, of course, when I met you in person, you know, I said, oh, my God, that representative, oh, my God, I'm in trouble here. Let me wash myself. You know, it's so simple. So accepting. And then, of course, you ate my mandazi. I said, oh, my God, she loves my food. Oh, my God.
And my children, my granddaughter always asks, she's the one that makes the mandazis. And I said, yes.
Tell her after COVID, I will make her some. And of course, you inspire everyone.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.